Hello everyone, I'm Yazan Ibrahim, or as some of you might know me, Yazan Abu Ghosh. Today we're going to dive into a fascinating and essential topic from Chapter 5, Protection of Information Assets. Part A, Information Asset Security and Control, 5.8, Public Key Infrastructure. If you're a seasoned auditor or just curious to understand how information systems into business environments, you've come to the right place. Let's begin. Take a moment to imagine yourself stepping into a world where emails need no passwords, transactions over the internet are safe from prying eyes, and communications are locked so securely that even the savviest attacker would struggle to break through. At the heart of this world lies a critical framework: Public Key Infrastructure, PKI. Let's break it down step by step to truly understand how it works, its strengths, and the challenges it addresses. The basics of public key encryption, a strong foundation. Public key encryption algorithms revolutionized the way we think about securing digital communications. Instead of relying on shared secrets, like passwords or keys known to all parties involved, this approach introduces the concept of pairs, public and private keys. Public keys can be shared openly without any risk, because the real secret lies in the private key, which is safeguarded by its owner. The beauty here is that even if the public key is accessible to anyone, privacy remains intact as long as the private key stays protected. But here's the catch. While public key encryption strengthens trust in communication, it's not flawless. A dangerous vulnerability still lurks in the background, capable of undermining the system altogether. Man in the middle, MITM attacks. The man in the middle threat behind the curtain of tampered keys. Imagine you're sending a letter securely sealed with a custom lock to ensure privacy. You know the recipient is the only one with the right key to open it. But what if someone sneaks in between and intercepts the letter? They could replace your lock with their own and send the letter on its way. The recipient might now assume they're unlocking your message, but in truth, the middleman replaced the lock and possibly read, perhaps even altered your words. This is exactly what happens in a MITM attack within public key systems. If an attacker swaps the genuine public key of a person with their malicious key, all messages intended for the legitimate recipient are intercepted. The attacker decrypts the communication, reads and manipulates it, and then re-encrypts it with the real public key before passing it along. To the sender and recipient, everything appears normal, and therein lies the problem. Neither party has any way to verify the authenticity of the public key they're using. There's no inherent binding between a public key and its supposed owner's identity, introducing a trusted middle ground, the certification authority. This is where the concept of trust takes center stage. To combat the problem of fake or tampered public keys, a new player is introduced to the system, a trusted third party known as the certification authority, CA. Think of the CA as the notary of the digital world. Their role is straightforward yet profound, creating a verifiable link between a public key and its owner's identity. Here's how it works. The CA first verifies the identity of a public key owner, called the subject. Once confirmed, the CA creates a digital certificate that ties the subject's public key to their identity. This certificate is signed by the CA, giving it authenticity. Whenever someone now encounters a public key backed by a CA certificate, they can trust that the key belongs to the individual or entity it's claimed to represent. The introduction of this trusted intermediary formalizes the system, and it's this framework of trusted certificates issued and managed by CAs that we call the Public Key Infrastructure, PKI. Public Key Infrastructure in action, certificates and CRLs, the heart of PKI, revolves around the digital certificates issued by CAs. But there's more to them than just a signature. Each certificate includes a range of details such as 1. What type of certificates the CA issues. 2. Procedures for various critical processes like issuing, renewing, or revoking certificates. 3. The cryptographic algorithms and key lengths used in the certificates. 4. How long the certificate remains valid before it expires. Embedded within these policies lies the safety net of PKI, the Certificate Revocation List, CRL. A CRL is exactly what it sounds like, a list of certificates that have been compromised, invalidated, or voluntarily retired. Let's say a private key is leaked, lost, or no longer in use. The corresponding digital certificate can no longer be trusted. Trusted parties can cross-check against the CRL to ensure they aren't relying on compromised keys. By keeping CRLs up to date and accessible, CAs safeguard against the propagation of invalid certificates in the system. Extending trust, the role of registration authorities, RAs. Public key infrastructure doesn't stop at the CA. To make PKI more practical for vast and distributed entities, CAs often delegate certain responsibilities to registration authorities, RAs. Think of RAs as administrative intermediaries. For example, a multinational organization could have a centralized CA overseeing its PKI, but the local branches in individual countries would serve as RAs. These RAs represent the CA in verifying employee identities, managing certificates, and assisting with day-to-day operations. RA responsibilities may include authenticating a subject's identity during the registration phase, ensuring the subject actually possesses the private key associated with their public key. This is often referred to as proof of possession, POP. Handling cases of key compromise or revocations by reporting directly to the CA. Assigning unique identification names. Generating shared secrets for secure communication setups. Distributing physical tokens, such as smart cards, that securely store private keys. By decentralizing these tasks, RAs make PKI scalable while ensuring that identity verification and trust building don't compromise the system's security, even in a large global context. Building layers of trust in a digital world. PKI is more than just the mechanics of keys and encryption. It's a symphony of protocols, practices, and trusted third parties working together to establish trust in an untrusted landscape. At its core, PKI forms an invisible backbone to secure countless facets of our daily digital lives, from encrypted emails to financial transactions and online authentication. Yet, as robust as PKI may seem, its strength depends on adherence to rigorous policies and procedures. Maintaining valid certificates, revoking compromised ones, and constantly verifying trust anchors, like CAs and their subordinate RAs, are all crucial. By introducing a carefully managed ecosystem of trust, public key infrastructure allows us to navigate the digital world with confidence, ensuring our private communications remain private, our data truly ours, and our identities protected. With CAs, RAs, and a well-enforced system of checks and balances, we can build a future where trust is not just an expectation but a guarantee. Thank you for watching, and as always, continue learning, stay curious, and we'll see you next video.